Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are exploring the fascinating history of the Kennedy half-dollar, one of the most recognizable and emotionally significant coins ever produced by the United States. While many people know it simply as a 50-cent coin, the Kennedy half-dollar represents much more than its face value. It stands as a tribute to a beloved president, reflects a pivotal moment in American history, and remains one of the most collected modern coins in the world. Since its introduction in 1964, the coin has fascinated collectors because of its historical importance, silver content, rare varieties, and enduring connection to John F. Kennedy. The story of the Kennedy half-dollar begins with one of the most tragic events in American history. On November 22, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. The shocking event deeply affected people across the nation and around the world. Kennedy had become a symbol of hope, youth, and progress during his presidency. Following his death, there was widespread public support for creating a lasting memorial to honor him. The government quickly decided that Kennedy's image would appear on the half-dollar coin, replacing the long-standing design featuring Benjamin Franklin. The speed with which the new coin was developed was remarkable. Officials from the United States Mint worked closely with Kennedy's family to approve the design. Sculptors Gilroy Roberts and Frank Gasparo created the obverse and reverse designs based on existing presidential medal artwork. The obverse features a striking portrait of Kennedy facing left, while the reverse displays the presidential seal of the United States, including a heraldic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. The design immediately captured public attention and remains largely unchanged to this day. When the first Kennedy half-dollars were released in 1964, demand was extraordinary. Millions of Americans wanted a coin honoring the late president, and people rushed to banks to obtain examples. Many individuals saved the coins as keepsakes rather than spending them, believing they would become valuable memorials. As a result, relatively few 1964 Kennedy half-dollars entered regular circulation despite the enormous number produced. The 1964 issue holds special significance because it was struck using 90% silver and 10% copper. This composition was the same as earlier half-dollar coins and gave the coin substantial intrinsic value. Because of its silver content and historical importance, the 1964 Kennedy half-dollar quickly became one of the most popular modern American coins. Collectors continue seeking examples today, particularly those preserved in exceptional condition. Another major change occurred in 1965 when rising silver prices forced the government to reduce silver content in circulating coins. From 1965 through 1970, Kennedy half-dollars were struck using a special 40% silver composition rather than the traditional 90% silver standard. Although these coins contained less silver, they remained attractive to collectors and represented an important transitional period in American coinage. By 1971, the half-dollar transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition containing no silver for regular circulation issues. Collectors became fascinated by the different silver and clad varieties within the Kennedy half-dollar series. Coins from 1964, the 40% silver issues from 1965 through 1970, and later collector silver editions all developed strong followings among numismatists. Because many people saved Kennedy half-dollars from the beginning, large numbers survived in excellent condition, creating an interesting market where subtle differences in quality can significantly affect value. Mint marks also play an important role in Kennedy half-dollar collecting. Coins have been produced at facilities including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Certain dates and mint combinations became especially desirable because of lower mintages or special collector-only production. Proof versions struck for collectors gained popularity because of their mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. Another fascinating area involves mint errors and varieties. During production, occasional mistakes created unusual coins that differed from standard issues. Doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other errors attracted considerable collector interest. Since these mistakes occurred accidentally and often in limited quantities, authenticated examples sometimes command significant premiums. Today, the Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most iconic coins in American history. It commemorates a president whose legacy continues to influence American culture and politics while preserving an important chapter of national history. More than 60 years after its introduction, the coin continues to inspire collectors and serves as a lasting tribute to John F. Kennedy's memory. The popularity of the Kennedy half-dollar continued to grow throughout the decades following its introduction because it represented much more than a simple piece of currency. For many Americans, the coin became a symbol of remembrance, preserving the legacy of John F. Kennedy long after his presidency ended. While countless coins enter circulation and are quickly forgotten, the Kennedy half-dollar developed a unique emotional connection with the public that few other coins have ever achieved. One of the most fascinating aspects of the series is the evolution of its silver content. The first Kennedy half-dollars produced in 1964 contained 90% silver, making them highly desirable among collectors and precious metal investors alike. Because these coins combined historical importance with significant silver value, millions were saved immediately after release. As silver prices increased during the 1960s, the government faced growing challenges in maintaining silver coinage. This led to the creation of the 40% silver Kennedy half-dollars struck from 1965 through 1970. These coins marked a transitional period in American numismatic history and remain popular with collectors today. By 1971, regular circulating Kennedy half-dollars no longer contained silver and were instead produced using a copper-nickel-clad composition. Although many people expected public interest to decline after the removal of silver, collectors continued pursuing the series because of its historical significance and connection to President Kennedy. The coin had already established itself as one of the most recognizable pieces of American currency, and demand remained strong. Another important chapter in Kennedy half-dollar history occurred during the nation's Bicentennial celebration. In 1975 and 1976, special half-dollars were issued to commemorate the 200th anniversary of American independence. Instead of the traditional reverse design, these coins featured Independence Hall in Philadelphia. The dual date, 1776 to 1976, appeared on the obverse, creating one of the most recognizable commemorative coin designs in American history. Millions of Americans saved Bicentennial Kennedy half-dollars as souvenirs of the historic celebration, making them among the most collected modern coins. Collectors also appreciate the series because it offers a wide variety of mint marks, special issues, and collector editions. Coins have been struck at facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Some years were produced only for collectors rather than general circulation, making them more difficult to obtain. Proof coins struck at San Francisco became especially popular because of their mirror-like surfaces and exceptional detail. These specially prepared coins often represent the finest examples of the series and remain highly sought after. Coin grading plays a major role in determining Kennedy half-dollar values. Professional grading companies carefully examine factors such as strike quality, luster, preservation, and overall eye appeal. Because many Kennedy half-dollars were saved from the moment they were issued, large numbers survive in excellent condition. However, truly exceptional examples displaying flawless surfaces and strong original luster remain surprisingly scarce. High-grade coins often command substantial premiums, particularly for key dates and silver issues. Mint errors provide another exciting area of collecting. During production, occasional mistakes created unusual coins that differ from normal issues. Double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks are among the most popular errors sought by collectors. Since these mistakes occurred accidentally and often in limited quantities, authenticated examples frequently sell for much more than ordinary coins of the same date. The possibility of discovering a rare error continues attracting collectors to the series. The rise of online auctions, coin forums, and YouTube channels has introduced a new generation of collectors to Kennedy half-dollars. Videos discussing rare dates, silver content, valuable errors, and hidden treasures attract millions of viewers every year. Stories of collectors finding silver Kennedy half-dollars in bankrolls or inherited collections inspire others to examine their own coins more carefully. This ongoing interest helps keep the series relevant even decades after its introduction. Another reason the Kennedy half-dollar remains important is its role as a historical artifact. The coin serves as a reminder of a transformative period in American history marked by social change, technological progress, and political challenges. It preserves the memory of President Kennedy and the optimism that many associated with his administration. Few modern coins carry such a strong connection to a specific historical moment. Today, Kennedy half-dollars continue to circulate in limited quantities while maintaining strong popularity among collectors. Whether valued for their silver content, historical significance, proof varieties, bicentennial designs, or rare mint errors, these coins remain among the most beloved pieces in American numismatics. More than 6 decades after their debut, Kennedy half-dollars continue honoring the legacy of John F. Kennedy and preserving an important chapter of American history for future generations. The enduring legacy of the Kennedy half-dollar makes it one of the most important and recognizable coins in modern American numismatic history. More than 60 years after its introduction, the coin continues to attract collectors, historians, investors, and ordinary citizens who appreciate its connection to one of the most memorable periods in the history of the United States. While many coins are remembered primarily for their monetary value, the Kennedy half-dollar is remembered for the story it tells, a story of leadership, national tragedy, remembrance, and historical legacy. The portrait of John F. Kennedy remains one of the most recognizable images ever placed on an American coin. Kennedy's presidency lasted less than 3 years, yet his influence on American culture and politics was profound. His vision of public service, exploration, and national progress inspired millions of people. His famous call for America to reach the moon helped launch one of the greatest scientific achievements in history. The Kennedy half-dollar preserves that legacy and ensures that future generations continue to remember his contributions to the nation. One of the reasons collectors remain fascinated by the series is the variety of coins available. The 1964 issue holds a special place because it was the only regular Kennedy half-dollar struck with a 90% silver composition. These coins are highly sought after because they combine precious metal value with historical significance. The 40% silver issues produced between 1965 and 1970 also remain popular among collectors because they represent a unique transitional period in American coinage. Together, these silver coins form the foundation of many Kennedy half-dollar collections. The Bicentennial half-dollars issued in 1975 and 1976 remain another highlight of the series. Featuring the image of Independence Hall on the reverse and the dual date, 1776 to 1976, these coins celebrated the 200th anniversary of American independence. Millions of people saved them as patriotic souvenirs, and they remain among the most recognized commemorative coins ever issued by the United States Mint. For many collectors, Bicentennial Kennedy half-dollars serve as an introduction to the hobby of coin collecting. Another fascinating aspect of the series involves collector-only issues. Beginning in later years, many Kennedy half-dollars were produced primarily for collectors rather than widespread circulation. Proof coins, silver proof editions, and special mint set releases became increasingly important parts of the series. These coins often feature exceptional strike quality, mirror-like surfaces, and beautiful presentation packaging. Because they were produced in smaller numbers than circulating coins, certain issues have become highly desirable among advanced collectors. Coin grading continues to play a major role in determining value. Professional grading services evaluate strike sharpness, luster, preservation, and eye appeal. Since millions of Kennedy half-dollars were saved from the moment they were issued, many examples survive in high grades. However, truly flawless specimens remain rare. Collectors frequently compete for top-graded examples, especially among silver issues, key dates, and special collector releases. Some of the finest known specimens have sold for impressive prices at major auctions. Mint errors remain one of the most exciting areas of Kennedy half-dollar collecting. Throughout the decades, accidental production mistakes created unusual coins that differ from standard examples. Doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and missing design elements continue attracting strong interest. Because these errors are often rare, authenticated specimens can command substantial premiums. The possibility of finding a valuable error coin keeps many collectors searching through rolls and collections. The growth of the Internet has introduced the Kennedy half-dollar to a global audience. Online auctions, collector forums, social media groups, and YouTube channels allow enthusiasts to share discoveries, discuss rare varieties, and learn about the history of the series. Videos highlighting valuable Kennedy half-dollars worth money attract millions of views and encourage people to check old coin collections for hidden treasures. Many collectors have discovered valuable silver issues and rare varieties that might otherwise have gone unnoticed. Today, the Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most collected and respected modern American coins. It serves as a tribute to President Kennedy, a reminder of an important era in American history, and a favorite series among coin enthusiasts. Whether admired for its silver content, historical significance, commemorative issues, proof editions, or mint errors, the coin continues fascinating collectors around the world. More than 6 decades after its creation, the Kennedy half-dollar stands as a lasting memorial to a president whose legacy continues to inspire generations. It demonstrates how a simple coin can become a powerful historical symbol, preserving the memory of a leader while connecting millions of people to the story of a nation. Thanks for watching.